Hello and welcome to GoldsQUAD Online. My name is Emily and I'm the Creative Wellbeing Admin Assistant at Derby Quad. GoldsQUAD is a relaxed, friendly group for anyone over 50 who is interested in creativity, learning new skills and trying new challenges in a supportive environment and working with other people. Sessions are led by creative practitioners and visiting artists. In this workshop, Jenny from Spiral Art is showing us how to make a mini banner for International Women's Day. This year, International Women's Day is taking place on Saturday the 6th of March 2021. To make your banner to display on International Women's Day, you will need an A5 piece of coloured fabric for backing or other small pieces of coloured fabric. Jenny recommends using purple, green and white. You will also need an A5 piece of white cross-stitch fabric, embroidery threads, bias binding or ribbon, embroidery needles, scissors, pencil or invisible pen, and pins. Let's get started.
So welcome everybody, and nice to see you. And I think everybody knows who I am, Jenny Anthony and Maureen Elliott at Spiral Arts. And so today I'm doing a workshop to make something for International Women's Day, which is happening at the beginning of March, between the 5th and the 8th of March. And we're sort of involved in the project. It's going to be mostly online, the festival this year. It's normally out either on the marketplace or in the Arboretum. But we are going to have something in the Arboretum, and we want to make a display of artwork that people that are doing their daily exercise will be able to come and look at as they walk past. So what we're doing today is it's I suppose you could say it's craftivism. I don't know if you've heard of that word before. I watched a really interesting program last night, so I'm really up to speed on it. But craftivism is crafting and activism, and it's a gentle form of either campaigning or protesting or just for well-being, but just sort of bringing a cause to people's attention, but in a gentle way, rather than having to shout about it. I mean, people do make banners to go on marches, and I know that people made banners to, you know, the suffragettes, you know, over 100 years ago, they had lots of banners, and then we've had banners over the years. And I found some postcards. I suddenly thought last night, oh, I've got some postcards, and I'm just going to share them. So I've got, is that the right way round for you?
Yes. Yeah.
So I found this postcard, 1983, Ilkeston CND. And then I found this one. It says, "Women hold up half the sky," and it's stop violence against women. So these are all banners that I would suspect women made. This is East Devon Campaign for Nuclear Disarmament. So they're quite old postcards. I have a huge postcard collection, and this one, Take a Risk for Peace Now. So these are sort of banners that have been made over the years. I was thinking about also over the years, we've worked with International Women's Day Derby, and we've done projects for them, and we've done projects for the co-op, and one of them was Walk in Her Shoes, where women had to walk for miles to carry water, and we did lots of shoe designs, and we've done Fair Trade Fortnight for, you know, to promote paying a fair wage to the workers that produce the food, and even I was just thinking, we have done well dressings with climate change. You know, we've done, like, you know, pollution in the sea and things like that. So I think me and Maureen have been doing craftivism for a long time, really, and hadn't realised about it. But also, you know, we do realise that craftivism helps well-being, and it could be when if you're a carer and you can't actually go. I saw something about the well-being for carers, and they could sit down and make something that would have a powerful message, but they would still feel that they're taking part. Because if you're a carer, it's very difficult to go out and join any other kind of groups, really. And then last night they were talking about the Windrush generation, and they have something called the Dorcas Clubs, where they bake, weave and create bake, weave and sew, and create a Caribbean front room to encourage conversations of the past. So that was really interesting. And there was also men's groups. There's a man in Liverpool who creates banners called Peter Carney. He makes them for the football teams in Liverpool. And because nobody's been able to go to the football matches recently, all his banners were displayed all over the seats in the football matches. And, you know, he was just so emotional when he was talking about it. So it was a really good program, but it was on BBC4 last night. It was quite late. It was on at 10 o'clock. So if anybody, it was by Jenny Eclair. So if you want to have a look at that, but that was really interesting. So today, we're just going to make little ones, but they'll all be together. And I'm just going to share my screen. So I've done some little ones. So I've done, you are amazing, you are awesome, you are, and you are unique. So it's a bit similar to the banners I did about a month ago, I was suddenly thinking, but we've sort of got a purpose, and we're going to you know, be displaying these on the park, and it's to encourage women and girls to feel special, and to, you know that they matter, and that they can, you know, they can do all sorts, you know, it's sort of like they shouldn't feel that that they are not able to do things. So hopefully Emily sent everybody a list of words as well, of inspiring words. And I just came up with a whole load of words that I thought would be interesting to have on banners. But if you have another word that you want to put, then that's totally okay. I'm sure you'll find lots of things, because you could keep going on and on and on. I was thinking I could have even put down professions like doctor, scientist, engineer. You know, you are an engineer, you are a doctor, you know, like you, but you could, you know, you could keep going really. But I just chose some positive words on the back. Okay, so we'll get started. So in your pack, you should have, so you'll have the material. So you'll have a backing piece, so mine's dark purple, and then some smaller pieces of fabric, and a piece of cross-stitch fabric, and a ribbon, and I think we put some embroidery threads in. And the colours that we tried to choose were representing the suffragettes, so purple, green, and white. But you know, you can use different ones as well. But we were just hoping that when they're in the park, they'll look sort of uniform a bit, even though everyone will be individual. That they will look like a lovely piece of artwork. So yeah, you'll also need some scissors, a needle, some pins, and I've got the invisible pen again, or a pencil. So it doesn't matter if you haven't got an invisible pen. And that's it, I think. Okay, so I'll move these just over. I mean, if you cut up some of the pieces or the piece that you've got and sort of arrange it, then you can make a pattern. I'm just going to use two colours then. So I'll just leave it like that, so that the white piece will be in the centre. So basically I'm going to pin it on, and then sew around the edge. So I've put them right sort of in the centre, because afterwards I am going to be turning the edges under. So you don't want to do them right to the edge. Otherwise you won't be able to turn your seam under. And then the white piece will go on top. So you don't have to use the whole piece that we gave you. You could cut it up into smaller pieces. So I'm just going to cut mine in half. And you can see where you can attach it onto your banner. you know, maybe you could put it like that. You can move it down if you're yeah, so the white, so the reason why I chose the white to put the word on really is so that it stands out. I mean, like this one. Can you see? So, and it's quite clear. So sorry, I'm just placing them to see where I want these words. So I'm not going to pin my cross stitch on yet because I'm going to be sewing onto it. So you could have it sort of staggered. Could even leave a space in the middle if you wanted. And then once you've got the background, the smaller pieces on the background, then sew them on with the embroidery thread. So I'm just going to pin mine like that. And I just use 2 strands of the embroidery thread. And I'm just going to do some, you could do any kind of stitches that you want around the edge. I'm doing sort of the straight stitches again. You can do cross stitch. You can do a blanket stitch. Or you could do one side with just, this is, I suppose, I'm not quite sure what this stitch is. I suppose this is like an overstitch. You can do overstitch up the side and then do a cross stitch across the top if you wanted a different pattern. And if you might not necessarily need to sew round all 4 sides of your shapes, because if you've got your cross stitch going over the top, you know, it's sort of a waste, I suppose, because you won't see it. So I'm just sort of going around the top and around the edge, around the outside, I suppose you could say. And then I'll see when I put my cross stitch on if there's any bits that are not that are still showing, that I might sew that down. I did the words first, then then sewed them on in the middle. Then I did say that if you wanted to, but yeah, we haven't given you any fabric to do it, but if you had any flowery fabric, or with stars, or with any shapes that you want to cut out. So I had some fabric that's got some diamonds. You could embellish your banner with that. I've drawn a heart shape on a folded piece of fabric. It's that, like an ear, I suppose you could say. And then applique those on.
Okay.
And then I think I did the edges and then the ribbon at the last. So I mean, this is bias binding, the one I've used here, and I just folded it over and then sewed it on to one on each corner and one in the middle.
Right.
And then and I did the same for the ribbon.
Thank you for watching. Please share your patches with us by emailing a photo to creativewellbeing@derbyquad.co.uk. For more information about International Women's Day, please visit womensdayderby.wordpress.com.